There is one thing about the world building in the Hunger Games which has always struck me as being a bit incongruent with our dystopian reality, and that is how hard it is for tributes to get sponsors. Because in this universe, the Hunger Games is the televised event of the year. It is the Super Bowl, the Bachelor, and the Olympics all rolled into one. And what's sad but undeniably true is that if the Hunger Games existed today in our capitalist society, brands and corporations would be falling all over themselves to sponsor those kids and exploit them. Like, Glimmer would be snatched up by Tarte Cosmetics and Victoria's Secret and CoverGirl. Kato and Thresh would be sponsored by Nike and Adidas and Prime Sports Drinks. In the books, sponsorship is portrayed as sort of a private endeavor that usually hinges upon two things: sympathy of the audience and gambling if they think you're going to win. But I think it could be even more interesting to unpack how symbiotic the relationship would become between the Hunger Games and the corporations who want to make money off of these children. My theory is that there are really two reasons why we don't see this relationship unpacked more in the story. Number one is that the characters that we're tracking with are obviously teenagers. They don't have a very sophisticated understanding of the economic systems that are happening around them. But number two, I think that Suzanne Collins is implying that in this world of the Hunger Games, there isn't a lot of free market trade that's happening. Obviously, if you work in the districts, you work in the industry that you were assigned to based on your geography. And in the capital, when we track that world through President Snow's eyes, we see a lot of inherited wealth in old money families like the Plutarchs and Heavensbys and Cranes, and we see very little private industry happening. But I do think it's even more harrowing to consider a capitalist Hunger Games with product placement and a universe in which corporations became completely reliant on the existence of the games to sell their products.